Morning show. We have a great day for you planned. If you're in the Growth Day community, you're going to see a lot of me today. And for those who are here for the very first time, welcome. I'm excited to be joined here. Lima, my absolute inspiring partner in crime on the Growth Day morning show. She's so awesome, and I'm so excited to see her face because you know what? We are all busy. It's Monday, but we're going to begin our Monday with intention to win this week, with intention to be sane this week. Jamie and I are both working on that. And we're going to have a great week, everybody. Today, we start Confidence Week. So our whole conversation in Growth Day with all of our coaches going live throughout this month, it's all about confidence. How do you have more confidence in yourself? How do you have more confidence in social settings, in your skill sets, even in your service and your purpose on this planet? And so that's what we're talking about all month. But this week on the Growth Day Morning Show, we'll take this topic strong. Jamie, last week, we had such a great week in Growth Day. Didn't you think that was fun?
So good. Yeah, so good. And I love everyone in the community, everyone's feedback, sharing their takeaways, sharing their tips, saying, this is what I needed to hear today. That's literally, and I say a prayer before every morning show. It's like, I hope Brendon and I share something that's of service. You know what I mean? I mean, we're all in this together. And so I hope it's the show where when you tune into it, you're like, I needed that. Are Brendon and Jamie talking to me? I needed that today. Because I think no matter where we're at and what part of the country or the world we live in, or what we're going through inside our families, or what we're going through inside our own journey to confidence or launching our own dreams, we all really do share some of the same fundamental experiences and life
and
lessons
struggles. Like right now, y'all in the comments and chat down below, who is this week the struggle is just real. Like you've got a lot going on this week. You're trying to balance it. You're trying to deal it. First off, thank you everyone for the encouragement I'm seeing in all the comments on Facebook and on Instagram here. Everyone's pumped for this week. Everyone's saying happy Monday. I hope you'll feel that. I think you can begin your Mondays with happiness. You can begin and say, you know what? You know, my prayer every Monday is the same. I just posted it on my Instagram. It's the same since I don't know how long, 8, 9 years now. And it's just like, thank you, God, for this opportunity to serve today. You know, grant that I may, be focused, might be mindful and present, might serve with excellence, might be a force of love. Just trying to hopefully do a good job. So I hope you all heard that, I think that's pretty cool. Jamie and I both, start with just a morning intention to be prayerful, to be grateful, to please God, let us do a good job this week. Let us do a good job this week. Who has a lot going on this week? Let me see in the comments.
Yeah.
I mean, this week is so huge. Jamie, tell us about your weekend and about what's going on this week, because Jamie's launching a book this month called Believe It. I know you guys have been hearing us talk about it, but this is the month. It's February 1st. We called the first of each month Growth Day. The original launch of Growth Day was because I started calling the first Growth Day. I said, okay, let's get together on the first of the month. Let's set our goals together. Let's set our intentions together. Let's plan how we're going to win the month. Let's really be disciplined and thoughtful about the upcoming month. Well, if you've been with us in Growth Day Morning Show for a while, we've been talking about Jamie has a book launch this month. We launch all of our coaches going live every Tuesday and Thursday on Growth Day this month. It's bananas. It's so busy. Guys, I got out of the shower. I just want everyone to know, I got out of the shower 12 minutes ago. 12 minutes ago, got out of the shower, ran into this room, set everything up, text Jamie the links, went and got my shirt on, got my hair did, found my little earbuds. I haven't even had breakfast. We're just going. And that's just sometimes, that's life. But can you do all of that and laugh at yourself? Can you do all of that and still have joy in your heart, even you're like, whew, this is intense. This is intense.
Got your hair did. I love it. It sounds like a really good country song, what you just described. And I know you're from Montana, so.
That's legit.
No, it's so true. And I love too, I saw what you posted this morning, and I love how you ended your prayer too, just like, let me be a force for love. Because I think that, here's the thing. There's so much fulfillment in just those words, but also freedom. Like, for example, I always laugh almost every morning of the morning show before the morning show because Brendon and I hop on and, we're about to go live, and just there's this space of time where we quickly just dive into whatever that, maybe wouldn't be of value on the show, but it's like other stuff or whatever. And, I just had this big thing happen this morning where, so the book launch is 3 weeks away now, right? Believe It launches in 3 weeks. And when you pour 2 years into something and it's like it's all the work for 2 years and you're like, oh my gosh, it's literally happening now. And so there's a big book launch event I'm so excited about, which we'll share later. But all the stuff to set that up, literally, so much went wrong this morning. So much went wrong this morning to the point where I was on so many calls with so many different teams. Like, how did this like all the stuff, right? And my phone's blowing up from people seeing they saw like a lot of stuff about the book. And I'm like, oh, wow, anyways, it was a lot. And I made this decision. Okay, I can literally be a force for love, which I saw your post like an hour earlier. I can be a force for love. Or I can freak out, cry, have a total breakdown. Both probably feel equally good at the time.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like, it's so much more freeing when you're like, okay, you know what? I know everyone has the best intentions in this. Everyone really tried their hardest. This didn't go right, but you know what? How do we fix it? Let me be a force for love, because what's that bigger vision, right? We're coming out of Vision Week last week.
Bigger
what's the
vision.
Bigger vision for this book. It's to help people go from not believing in themselves to believing in themselves and trusting themselves and knowing they're enough. So I know this book is about something so much bigger. I know that big picture intention. So it's like, okay, we're all coming out of Vision Week together. What is that vision? And now let me handle the situation and let me be a force for love in it. Because if I'm a force for anything else in it, it's also just going to come at my own price of my own joy. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I think it's this daily practice and I also think it's a lifelong journey. I think the me of 10 years ago when I was doing 100-hour weeks and building a $1 billion company, if details were dropped, like, I was pretty detail obsessed, I would let it really I would really get, like thinking it was the biggest deal in the world, right? And so I think it's like, as we grow, I think it's a lifelong journey for all of us. It's like, okay, how do we do it with joy? How do we do it with confidence?
Yes, because that's what you said earlier. I love it. I hope you heard her say, it's a secret phrase she said, that I have had the blessing of working with a lot of people who sold companies for $1 billion, like Jamie. And she said, when an issue came up, she said, let me handle it. And I hope you heard her say that. Let me handle it. I think that is so important for people to know as the root of what psychologists call self-efficacy, which is, I believe in my ability to handle things. And I believe the root of all confidence is I believe in my ability to figure things out. I might not know how yet, but I'm going to figure it out. Like today, I'm going live. I'll be live for 5 hours amid all our different paying subscribers. 5 hours, different groups, right? And to do that, I code all the pages. I set all the embed scripts. I send all the emails. I literally have to hit live on multiple devices. And, oh, yeah, I have to teach. And I had no idea how to do that 10 years ago. And now, this is tens and tens and tens and millions of dollars of a business. And I'm still coding. I'm still posting. I'm still literally, I have doing things I have no idea how to do, but I have a checklist. And I don't know how to do many things on the checklist, but I have a checklist and I have Google and I have hope and dreams in my heart. Let's go. That's confidence. It doesn't mean you know everything or can do everything. It means give me enough time. Let me apply my will, my intention, my focus, my purpose, my joy onto this thing, and we'll figure it out. That's where I have so much confidence. I know I will figure it out. I'm not going to figure it out as fast as other people. I'm not as smart as other people. I'm not going to figure it out to the perfection level because I don't believe in perfection. But I'll get in the mix. I'll get my hands dirty. I'll figure it out. We'll get the thing operating. It might not be the most beautiful looking car driving down the road that I build, but you know what? It's going to get down to the edge of the block before it breaks down. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta have confidence in yourself. to believe in your ability to figure things out. You have to get in motion. But I love how it's like at some point you have to say to your life, let me handle this. You got too many bills? You got to learn how to handle it.
Yeah.
You got a health issue? You got to learn how to handle it. Just like everybody else, 7 billion people on the planet woke up this morning thinking, how do I do good for my family? How do I earn? How do I deal with my to-do list? Jamie's not the only one with a long to-do list today. Neither am I. Neither is anyone watching this. We all woke up today and said, okay, how do we do good today? How do I feel good today? How do we move the ball forward today? And confidence is the secret sauce that helps us do that. So Jamie, how did you develop
Yeah.
confidence? And when it goes away, how do you get it back?
Yeah. Okay. So two things, and I love, Brendon, that we're going into Confidence Week, right? And that we're going from Vision Week into Confidence Week, because I think the two are so closely linked also. Because again, a lot of, for me, how I get back to that place of confidence is I remember the vision, right? And one thing that I want to say is, like, when you're talking about, you just have faith in your ability to figure things out, and your car might not be the prettiest one that you build in that moment, but you also kind of know where you're going. And I just think the two are really tied. And one quick story that I just want to share in case it's of value to anyone as we go into Confidence Week is, in building It Cosmetics, right? There were so many things that and our whole mission as a company wasn't to sell products that work, even though that's what we did. It was to instill confidence, and to shift the entire definition of beauty that we were all raised with, right? And it was more important to me to help women and our customers feel confident all the time, not just when they feel like wearing a makeup product, but more importantly when they don't, on the days they don't. You know what I mean? And so this was
Love
confidence
that.
was a huge focus for what we did and what we built. And I just want to share one thing, because as we come out of Vision Week and you shared your battle board and everything else, I think us knowing where we're going, I really believe is so important for confidence. And at It Cosmetics, I did so many things wrong along this journey of going from living room and not being able to afford to hire anyone for 3 years to building over 1,000 employees and a $1 billion company. But one of the things I did right was we kept the vision in the heart and soul, literally in front of everyone physically. And that helps you keep confidence in your product development decisions, in your hiring decisions, in how you show up on the day. And so to get really granular, when you walked into our offices, and I think this is important because, listen, most of us are working in our living room right now, but we can set up our living room this way, or we can set up the closet we're recording our podcast out of this way, or we can set, maybe it's as simple as when you open your drawer, you have a reminder right there, right? We can do this in your closet. We can do this in all different ways, but every single employee in the whole company got a little sign that went on their desk that had all of our whole mission in photos of why we're doing what we're doing, and the customer was at the heart and soul of it.
Wow.
Right in the center, right? And this became everyone's screensaver. This was printed out, put on every person's desk. When you walked into the offices, right in the lobby, our whole mission statement was on the front wall. And then we had these kind of pillars of belief that we believed in as a brand, and the impact we wanted to make in the world and on every person that came in touch with our products. And those little beliefs, we painted them all over every place of the office. So if you walked into a conference room, you saw a belief. If you went into the bathroom, you saw a belief. If you they were everywhere. And we ended up referencing this back a lot, and I mean a lot, over the years. And I want to share this with everyone because I think in this journey of your own vision, but also in being confident, right? A lot of people, that's the one thing that for them will change everything if they just figure out how to be confident in themselves.
Yes.
And if you know who you are, where you're going, the words you want to say to yourself about yourself, even if you don't believe them yet. When you figure out all of those things, I think having them clear in places in front of you. So on every employee's desk, we had, in this frame, these 4 photos of all the things we stood for, and in the center was our customer at the heart and soul of it. And
Love that. Wow.
every time something happened, Brendon, for example, there'd be a big trend in the marketplace, and everyone's making money off selling something, and the retailers are asking our company to create it. And so I have the team coming to me who wants to hit their sales goals. And they're like, okay, listen, here's what and we would go back to that photo. I'd be like, okay, does this serve her? Like, look at me and I would say, like, tell me, is her life better? If literally, is it better? Does
So
it bring her
good.
more joy? Does it solve her problem? Does this fit our vision of where we're going? And usually the answer is no. And then boom, we don't launch that product, or we don't go into that retail
So
partner,
good.
or
You
whatever
had
it
clear
is.
intentions. They were stated. People knew
Yeah.
it. That's where we talk
Yeah.
about even around, I love it how you said around your house. Last week, I kept showing you guys my battle board or talking about how I plan and schedule things. It's like, if those words and that purpose isn't there, it's so easy to get distracted over here or over there. Like you have to, even with my clients, I always have them choose like 3 words that describe the best of who they are.
Yeah.
And then I have them put those 3 words as a reminder in their phone. And so these reminders pop up every day to say these words that describe the best of who they are. So maybe your word, this week or this month is confident, or maybe it's bold, or it's courageous, or it's thoughtful, or kind, or loving, or appreciative, whatever it is. But when those words pop up on your phone every day, it starts ingraining that self-talk in your mind. It reminds you, oh, right. Reorient to that, reorient to that. Because those words are the labels you're giving yourself. And Jamie, you better talk about labels because you promised them 3 days in a row. And if you don't do it, I'm going to get DMs all day long.
Oh,
What do you do with labels? How do they
yeah.
impact confidence? Because I'm telling you what, I don't want to be a labeled bad guy if I don't facilitate that.
Yeah. I think, someone just wrote Jamie's toolbox back in the comments. Yes. So, okay. I think that, we're not in life, we're not who other people say we are, right? We're who we believe we are. And I think that, as we come out of Vision Week and go into Confidence Week, I think that we're going to spend a lot of time. I just have a feeling we're going to spend a lot of time this week, Brendon, just talking about this idea of how do we become confident? How do we become confident in our own dreams, confident in ourselves? How do we
Yes.
overcome and break through the barriers of self-doubt? And, I want to bring this up, and this might be a multi-day thing, but so many of us have been told, right? So my amazing husband, Paulo, I hope he's not going to kill me for sharing this, but we were talking about the topic of labels, and he was raised by like loving parents, but he would always be told, you're the athletic one, your brother's the smart one, right? And then as they grow up, we hear these things, right? And sometimes we let these labels take root, and sometimes it's a family member that says it, or a friend that says it, or somebody at school that says it, or a colleague, or it's ourselves saying it to ourselves. But those words, those labels that we give ourselves can be used, to Brendon's point, to really empower us and give us vision and confidence and help us to believe. But there's also labels that for a lot of us are old labels that we're still letting take root and stick
Yeah.
to us, and like, oh, it's a new day. It's time to remove some of those old labels. And I don't know who out there needs to hear this right now on the Growth Day Morning Show, but we've all had labels put on us, and they do not, some of them don't serve us. And so, yeah, I was telling Brendon I had a paragraph in my book about this that I wanted to share. So I'm just going to share it with you really fast, because this is big. And my prayer for everyone, I think that these labels can hold us back. And when we realize they're not permanent, they can really set us free on our own journey to confidence. So I'm going to read this little excerpt from Believe It. Brendon, it's out in 3 weeks.
Go!
Freaking out. Okay, so here we go. In life, we aren't who people say we are. We're who we believe we are. We don't have to accept the labels that other people put on us. We're also not our family, for better or for worse, or our past mistakes. We're not a nickname someone gave us or a regrettable incident we miscalculated. It's easy to carry around old labels and mistake them for permanent ones, but they come with a light Post-it adhesive. So don't let yourself believe they're attached with super glue. They are removable. And sure, sometimes there's truth in some of those hurtful labels. Like for me, I'll share this story later in this week about procrastination, a season I went through. But we make new choices as we grow. We can change our minds and change our decisions about who we are and how we show up for ourselves, for others, and for the world at any moment going forward. Where we come from doesn't have to determine who we are or where we're going in the future.
Hey!
So, sharing that.
So good. That's from Jamie's book, Believe It, coming out this month. Y'all, you can pre-order on Amazon right now, or just go to believeit.com because she has some crazy bonuses for you. Give her a round of applause because that's such good writing, by the way.
It's so true.
I think you said a regrettable event or that you miscalculated.
Yeah, we're not our regrettable incidents that we might have miscalculated,
so good,
right?
So good, or didn't anticipate. You know,
didn't anticipate.
Yes, both of those, because a lot of people let that label from childhood or those high school kids or their first failures that were either they caused or were regrettably like random. And I love it. They're not super glue, she said. They're like, they're completely they're like not even good Post-it notes. They're like the cheap Post-it. You ever get the cheap Post-it notes? They won't even stick to the wall. That's what labels really need to be for you. Accept the labels that you build into the foundation of your character. Yeah. Because you chose them. Like, because that's a different thing. It's like a name calling is a very different thing than character building. Yeah. Choosing who am I built upon? What am I built upon? Who am I really? And that's why I say choosing your words about yourself and reminding yourself about those, even on days when you suck and you're terrible and you don't do good, and you say that to yourself, like, I suck, I'm terrible, I'm awful, I'm worthless. We say these things to ourselves, and that self-talk builds into a pattern of thinking, a mindset, which becomes which mindset and pattern of self-talk over and over and over again, that becomes a psychological pattern, which becomes an identity. And that identity becomes something you operate out of. And so you have to reverse engineer that to structure yourself into a strong, capable, caring, loving, proud, ready, good learner who wants to go add value in the world. In other words, you make that. You tell that self. You tell that to yourself.
Yeah, and I think too, so powerful. This is going to be such an amazing week on Growth Day Morning Show for everybody, because I just think if you are out there listening with me and Brendon right now and you feel like you're the only one that you're like, even you're judging yourself. Maybe it's not someone else that said something hurtful. Maybe it's you feel like because of a past mistake
And it's always you, just so you know. It's always you. They will listen, it's like, we always think, oh, they said this. No. You agreed with it. You accepted it. You believed that negativity. Because can you raise your hand? The haters will always be there. Does everyone agree? Yeah. They will 100%. There will always be someone to doubt you, minimize you, scream at you, abuse you if you let it. Like that exists in the world. Let's not pretend that mean, negative people can't really hurt us if we continually believe what they say, if we choose to believe what they say, because we can choose to believe in something different, a different narrative about ourselves, a different story about ourselves. And so I think it's really important, because what happens in confidence is often, well, they. And at some point I'm like, yes, they will always be there. Who are you now? What do you want to architect into your character? What do you want to have repeating in your mind? That's the critical thing. Because every day we do Growth Day Morning Show on weekdays. Y'all here, we're 7:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're here for you every weekday. And inevitably, someone says something negative in a DM to one of us. Inevitably, someone says something awful. And you have Jamie who built a $1 billion company, myself who, I'm a pea shooter compared to that. But it's like, hey, we're starting. We're doing something. We're here for you. We still get hate from doing a free show in the morning for people. Those people will always be there. So why are you worried about them or
the
they?
Person hating is watching.
Who cares? Yeah, you guys are here. We got some haters right now. I'm sure they're there. No. I love you. I hope you have an awesome Monday. I hope that whatever negativity is happening in your life, I hope that whatever pain is happening in your life, whatever good is happening in your life, I hope that you have a great week. I hope that every hater in the world has a great week and it blossoms some sense of acceptance, love, openness, and compassion for other people so that the hate dissipates a little bit. I hope everybody has a great week.
This is going to be I feel this confidence week coming up on Growth Day Morning Show. I feel it.
So huge.
It's going to be the words that all of us need to hear and come together.
Yes.
Because,
Yes.
we're coming
Yes.
out of a hard year, and so many of us need to learn to like ignite our own light again and
Yes.
and believe in ourselves.
Ignite
And so
our
I'm
own.
excited.
I love that. You all should write that down today. Ignite our own life again. Everyone write that down. I have a course called Reignite Your Life that actually our mutual friend Oprah named it. I had the course outline. She gave the title to it. And it's Reignite Your Life. Like we have to do that consistently.
Yes.
Like ignite your own life
Yes.
again. Okay.
Yes.
So if you guys are not yet official Growth Day members, go to growthday.com. Get yourself signed up because today, later, I'm doing a full curriculum-based 2-hour personal development seminar on confidence for our Growth Day members only. And then tomorrow, our friend Dave Hollis is going live for Growth Day members only to talk about confidence. On Thursday, we have Jonathan Fields, who is the huge podcaster called The Good Life Project. That's Jonathan. He goes live on Thursday. So listen, twice a week, we have the world's best personal growth teachers going live for you. So if you like Jamie and I do a conversation here. If you need that training to go deep, to get that transformation, transformation takes time. And it takes curriculum. And it takes feedback, coaching. And that's what we do. So for all the Q&A and all the coaching and all that one-to-one interaction, that's what Growth Day members get. So go to growthday.com and sign up. Jamie, I hope you have an awesome Monday. I know you had a lot coming into today, but I hope even just us getting together, Growth Day, fires you up a little bit for a great day. It fires me up. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. So
Yes,
everybody have an awesome week. Every day you can learn. Every day you can change. Every day you can set your attitude again. Every day you can choose a new attitude. Every day you can summon that courage and that confidence to have a great day. Every day is a great day to grow. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Jamie.
Thank you, Brendon.
So good.